Oh my goodness. What a game I just witnessed. The emotional roller coaster of this game was absolutely ridiculous. There were 8 times I thought my Ravens were going to lose, and they ended up getting the dub. Derrick Henry showing up in prime time moments. When McPherson missed that kick, I just knew we were going to come back. There's no way the Ravens offense would stall twice. And more specifically, that offense was amazing. Lamar had one of the best games in his entire career, and that's without Derrick Henry putting up big numbers at all. Passing game was electric. Andrews actually showed up. Bateman, Zay Flowers both had great catches. Lamar played out of his mind, one of the best games I've ever watched from him. Offensive line struggled with the run game but played very well in pass protection. And people, can you guys stop complaining about Derrick Henry not being on the field when we're down? If we're down by 2+ scores, Hill is the better back to have there in the receiving game. I know Derrick Henry is an amazing running back. He's probably the best running back in the NFL right now. But how is Derrick Henry going to help you in the pass game when nobody's going to fall for the play action that late into the game? But defensively, the Ravens looked horrible. Now I understand it's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. They are a stacked lineup and they are hard to defend. But outside of that first drive they had in the first half, the Ravens defense looked atrocious. Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey are playing very well in the back end, but everybody else is extremely struggling. Please put Wiggins in more than Stevens. I do not care he's a rookie. He is playing so much better. And I've liked Stevens in the past. I've liked him for a long period of time. But this particular season, he has struggled so much. But as usual, stopping the run was no problem for the Ravens defense. I mean, really, if we can get these DBs on lockdown, it's going to be impossible to stop them, but I don't see that happening. Hamilton had a great game, and BK had a great game. But getting into coaching, what in the world was John Harbaugh thinking in the first half calling a timeout on 3rd and 10 with like a minute left on the clock? I understand you want to be confident in your offense, but 3rd and 10 with barely any time left, and you're going to give Joe Burrow a chance to score, which they did? Like every week, there's just some issues with John Harbaugh when it comes to game management. This week it was that. Last week it was the timeout that he called back-to-back, which led in a 5-yard penalty. Like, you could just go on and on with things that Harbaugh's done wrong this year when it comes to the game management, that it just needs to be addressed. And I'm not one of these people that want to say, oh, fire John Harbaugh, because I think he's a great coach, but his game management skills are atrocious. But overall for the Ravens, a win is a win, and I don't want to take anything away from that, especially a divisional game. There are a lot of things that the Ravens need to work on, but I think they will get it under control. And for a coaching standpoint, if I was talking to the Ravens coaching staff, the biggest thing I would say is when you see a player struggling, you need to have replacements. I understand a player has a bad play here and there, but if you see one guy consistently struggling, like Malik Harrison was in the beginning of the year, which they finally replaced with Simpson, you need to make those changes. You're the coaches. That's what you're supposed to do.